A long time ago, in the town of Hamelin, a pestilence was plaguing the citizens. The hellish disease was turning people into mindless ghouls with rotting bodies and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. The plague spread by a single tainted bite. No medicine or holy remedy seemed to work, and the only option for the survivors was to lock themselves inside their houses. The city council met to discuss the situation.
"We are losing trade and workers,"
said a councilman.
"Soon there won't be anybody left alive to pay taxes,"
replied the other.
"Why don't we send an herald to the surrounding lands to ask for help?
We will offer a reward to whoever will get rid of all the sick creatures," suggested one councilman, and the others agreed. The herald was given an official proclamation on a scroll, and he left the city. But the herald was already infected. The illness quickly putrefied his body and erased his intellect. He was stumbling among the tree roots of a forest when an arrow pierced through his head and put an end to his soulless misery. The arrow was shot by a mysterious musician. He found the scroll with the proclamation from Hamelin's city council, so he headed for the cursed city. When he arrived to the town's walls, he was met with coldness and suspicion. While carefully navigating the ghouls-infested streets, the musician noticed curious eyes peering out from shutters and boarded windows. Little voices were whispering inside the buildings, but got interrupted by the scolding of an angry parent and followed by a hit and a muffled crying. The musician was received by the city council. During the audience, a child was spying the scene, intrigued by the peculiar musician.
"You claim you can help us with the infestation, foreigner?"
"Yes, I can," the musician said. "Before sunset, all those with sickness will be driven outside the city and be disposed of."
"Well, if you do, you'll receive the reward,"
the council confirmed. The musician took out one of his instruments, a pipe, and started playing a soft tune. The music echoed across the city's streets and alleys. The infected ghouls became transfixed, like in a spell, and started following the musician and his melody. The musician led the rotten bodies outside the city and through the forest, and got them to the edge of a cliff over a deep ravine. The ghouls, still controlled by the beautiful music, walked straight over the edge and fell to their destruction, their bodies dismembering in a pulp when impacting the bottom of the ravine. The city was now free of its infestation, so the musician traveled back to receive his reward. But when he saw the council again, it wasn't gratitude they showed.
"Why you're expecting a reward, foreigner? Those plagued by the infection have left by their own accord. You had nothing to do with it,"
said a councilman.
"If anything, we should investigate your involvement in the spreading of the plague,"
another one suggested. "But father, it was his music that led the creatures away," said the child, still spying from behind the column.
"Quiet, you brat, or I'll double the amount of whipping you'll receive for sneaking in the council room,"
barked back the councilman. "If you don't wish to fulfill your promise, I will leave," said the musician. He left the city at sunset, but soon after he secretly entered the city walls and, once more, took out his pipe to play a tune. This time the music attracted all the children of Hamelin, who met in the streets and started following the musician. They left the city without any parent noticing their absence. Led by the musician, they walked through the forest. They reached the entrance of a hidden cave and went inside. They walked and walked through the cave system while the musician kept playing his magical music. By the time they reached the cave's exit, on the other side of the mountain, it was morning. The children of Hamelin found themselves in a beautiful meadow where a small village stood. Orchards and fields of crops surrounded them, and a silvery creek ran through the trees. The young inhabitants of the idyllic settlement welcomed them with smiles, good manners, and food. A lady spoke with kindness in her voice. "Welcome to your new home," she said. The children of Hamelin felt happy and warm. They'd never been in a place so peaceful.